Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My host, or my guest tonight, is Newell Branin. Newell is the President and Public Relations Director for the Millville Soccer Association and also one of the original members of Millville Memory Lane and Millville Memories. So we're going to incorporate both of those. So we're going to start out first with what's happening with the Soccer Association. You got registration going on? Newell?
Yep. Registration for our fall season's been open since the beginning of June, but they're still coming in, and it'll be open until till next Monday, till July 31st. So you can just go to our website, millvillesoccer.com, and click on login or register if you're a new user, and create an account and add your children. It's open to any boys and girls with birth years 2009 to 2019, and that's for our recreation league. Our travel teams, travel season will start at the same time, but their registrations have already taken place. But if there's a few teams that are still looking for a couple more players, you can contact the coaches, and their information's on the website as well, and then schedule a tryout for the travel teams, and they can add players anytime. But recreation registration ends next Monday, July 31st. So now's a good time to sign up. Don't forget to register.
That's for sure. There's three cuties.
Yeah, they're probably in high school now. That's an older picture.
Oh, is that an older picture? Oh.
It is, but it's a great picture. So we've used
sure
it for a few years now.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking about doing the alumni soccer. That's coming up August.
Yeah, that's another thing that's coming up. That's true. August, the boys are on August 26th.
That's what I thought, that somebody had pushed that on to me. And
Yes.
I was dumb enough to ask where it was going to be held. They said the only place you can hold it out to Millville soccer fields.
Yeah, we're glad to host them every year. We've done that ever since we've been at this complex in 2011. And we hosted them a couple times before at the Sharp Street complex, but before they were always trying to fight for space anywhere, and sometimes it was held at Wheaton Field, but right now they can't use Wheaton Field. But so yeah, we're glad to host them. We host them every year, and we hope to also host the Millville Violent game too when that comes in the regular season. But we'll see how that goes. We're not sure of the high school's plans, but because they have the new stadium coming, so.
Yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about the new stadium?
Yeah, so my connection with that is I'm a member of the Millville Education Foundation.
That's right. I saw you out there drinking wine and having a good time for the fundraiser.
Yeah, we had a little get-together, a little information get-together last week at Cedar Rose Winery. My first time at a winery, but it was enjoyable. A lot of different alumni attended. We had members from 1970, class of 1970, to the class of 2017.
Oh, that's
there.
super.
I will say though, the class of 1988, which is my year, was probably half of the alumni. So that means I did a good advertisement for the event.
Yes, you did.
So Renee and Karen have to step up their game for the next event and get more of their classes out there. But everybody, it was a good time. I think everybody had a good, little get together. But it was a promotional thing to get the word out to other alumni. But the foundation, the foundation is a group. It's a nonprofit group. It's an arm of the Board of Education, but it's a nonprofit group, and it's made up of staff, alumni, and students, and it's to support any events, not just sports, not just the stadium, but any events. So we'll have fundraisers throughout the year, different events, and I hope to create a scholarship and help with certain improvements that are going on in the school system and part of the Millville education. So right now, the campaign that we're doing, it ties into the Wheaton Field that we were talking about, is the Buy a Brick campaign. So we are selling bricks, commemorative bricks that you can get printed with any message that you want. You want to just put your family's name on it, your name, a sport that you were, the class that you were in memory of a family member or an event. You can buy various bricks, and they're going to be placed at the entrance, the main entrance of Wheaton Field. So some of the improvements that are going on at Wheaton Field, if nobody's not heard about it, make sure you ride by there and take a check out the field, because it's really not there anymore. But it's coming back to life. So they're replacing the grass field with a artificial turf field. So that'll help on maintenance. It'll be lined for multi-sports. So it'll be a football field, a soccer field, lacrosse, and field hockey. So all the field sports kind of that can share the same space will be able to be played there. And it'll be possible now, depending on schedules, because it won't tear up the field.
Right.
So the constant use on that, and I know that from the youth league, the constant use of the field and only one field there will destroy a field pretty quick. So having an artificial turf, you don't have to worry about replacing the grass all the time. You don't have to worry about relining it. And but some of the other improvements that's going on in the stadium is they've moved the bleachers back a little bit because it was too close to the track. And I don't know how we didn't notice this before, because my class back in 1987 were one of the times that the track had to be replaced. Most of the track was only 5 lanes. It had a 6 lane, but it disappeared into the stands once it came around the far corner. So that wasn't proper. So to have proper track, it needed at least 6 lanes. So they moved the bleachers back so they can have 6 lanes, have space for 6 lanes. They're replacing the whole track again, so the surface is going to be all new. Replacing the curbing, so all that'll be new. And adding new lighting, so all the lights are gone, and they're putting them back up now. And going back to the bricks again, there'll be a new entrance. So instead of buying your tickets at a window in a classroom from the school, and then walking across the parking lot, and then going through a single wide little man gate to go into the complex, we'll have a nice new ticket booth and entryway. And in that entryway on the ground, on the walkway, will be the commemorative bricks. So everybody can see them when they go in. And as they're sold, they'll spread out along the walkway going into the stadium. And so there'll be a nice new grand entrance. And if you've seen all the pictures of it, the artist rendering of the stadium, it's going to be on the corner facing the current little parking lot. So in the area that you used to enter the stadium is where the main gate's going to be. So you're going to walk in, you'll face right towards Coach Barber's monument, and then you can go to the left to go to the grandstands, go to the right to the concession stands or the bathrooms, or around the other side of the field for the away stands. And there will also be another little gate on the other side, too, for the away stands. So.
Okay, the 2 entrances.
And, yes, and then sidewalks throughout. So you won't be walking in the dirt and the mud and the sand and have to empty your shoes when you get back to the stands. So it's going to look really nice. And new fencing around the whole complex.
Yeah, that is very
that's
impressive.
Going to look nice.
Yeah.
Yep, so the bricks, there's 4 different kinds of bricks that you can get. The standard brick is the standard brick size, and there's 3 lines of your message could be 3 lines on there, and that's only $100. You can get a logo next to it and keep the 3 lines, and it'll be $125. Or you can get basically a double wide brick, and you'll have 6 lines, and that's $225. Or if you have a logo on there, it kind of reduces the lines down to 4. And that's $250. $250. And it lasts there forever. You'll get a certificate acknowledging your purchase, and it'll be there, like I said, forever. And everybody will see it every game, every event. And that's just the first campaign that we're doing. There's going to be more. And like I said, this last event last week was more of a information, getting the word out and spreading it out to all our alumni and getting the information out to them so they can talk to their families and their other friends and the rest of the alumni and getting them on board. So if you're interested, you can go to our website or the Facebook page. There's links on there, and our Facebook group page has all the information, has a direct link for buying the bricks, has pictures and updates of the stadium, and information about other things that's going on. Our current board is Karen McCafferty is our director. Our assistant director is Renee Hogan, and I'm the secretary of the organization.
Well, 3 better people you wouldn't find, folks, that's for sure. And Renee Hogan could sell Ice Cube's Eskimos. She's a great salesperson. It's very active with the Girl Scouts, and
yes,
really got a lot of energy, good person, and so is Karen McCafferty. And this guy, if he would have ran for city commission with me, he would have been the mayor, but no, he wouldn't do that because of his job.
And other time things, but see, then I take something else on, but that's not taking up much time. I could just talk about it while I'm talking about something else, so it works out.
Well, we're talking with Newell Branin, and the first segment is we've talked about the Soccer Association and, of course, the foundation raising money and having the beautiful new entrance to Wheaton Field. And I certainly want to buy some bricks. My uncle Bill Felmy was a 4-letter star player at Millville High School back in the 30s, and was like a father to me. And I want to have one in memory of him, and probably one for WMVB, for Quinn Broadcasting. I started doing the games, Millville games, in 1969, and I know WMVB did them before that because Jim Hurley was the play-by-play person. And then shortly after Jim had retired from doing that, I took over. But there was another guy in between that I'm drawing a blank. Vic Ziegler was the fella who was doing play-by-play when I started doing color commentary. So when we come back, we're going to reminisce about some things, and I got some information from some people that asked me some things about Millville memories. And Nancy, you gave us some great ideas, Nancy Heckendorn. So when we come back, Newell and I will put on our Millville memories hat, and we'll be back and do that right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Spencer Pritchett Sr. had messaged me. I'd put on my Facebook page, please message me of things you'd like us to talk about on Millville Memories. And I think all of us at one time or another have heard about the cotton mill, the bleachery, Millville Manufacturing. And Noel, tell them where that's located.
Off of Columbia Avenue, Columbia and Sharp, or down Sharp, closer to the canal and the river.
Yep. And there was actually a bridge going across the river, a pedestrian bridge, right?
Yeah, yep. It was called the Gangway. It went to the west side, so it went over to Morris Street, or Mulford Avenue. So everybody from the west side can walk to work, and they just walked across the bridge. It was a real skinny bridge for people, and it went right up to the back of the plant.
Well, anyway, the history of Millville Manufacturing Company, which took in the cotton mill, the bleachery, and all that, started in 1865. It operated as a cotton mill, bleachery, and the dye works in Millville. And then the Millville Manufacturing Company was a medium-sized cotton textile producer that operated in Millville during the 1800s. Millville Manufacturing Company was incorporated in New Jersey March 10, 1865. It functioned as a shell company until 1872, when it purchased the cotton mill established by Richard D. Wood. R.D. Wood, anybody know that name? That's where it came from. He was involved in 1799 when he was born. He died in 1869. He was a Philadelphia merchant and capitalist. Wood, who already controlled the water power and the foundry at the site, constructed the first section of the mill in 1852 to 1854. The mill was initially devoted to spinning and weaving, but in 1863 and 64, R.D. Wood constructed the Manatico bleach and dye works on an adjacent property. So as you see, it's a long building, goes down Columbia Avenue. Richard D. Wood's son, George, who was born in 1842 to 1926, arrived in Millville. He arrived in Millville. It was Richard's son. So Richard was born in those years, 1842 to 1926. And he arrived in Millville in 1864 to assume management of his father's interest there. And in April of 1867, they secured the corporation of the Water Power Company and the second cotton mill. The combined works were managed from Philadelphia by Richard Wood and Philip Garrett, trading as Wood and Garrett. And the R.D. Wood firm, it was reconstituted again around 1894 as Wood, Kramer and Company, with Herman Kramer and Philip Strubing as partners. And again, the company continued to expand until the Depression hit, which was 1921. With the revival of business during World War II, though, the firm employed about 1,000 people. That was similar to Wheaton's, I guess, size-wise. Its primary products were Red Star Bird's Eye diapers and also Bat Fast colors. By the 1940s, the firm was producing Crown Spun, a cotton rayon weave fabric. Following World War II, the company fell victim to the southwest migration of textiles, moved from the north up here down to the south. In 1945, Millville purchased the Howard Mills Falls River, Massachusetts plant, moved that down to Millville, and then the Millville purchased the Selma Mills plant in North Carolina, and they brought that back. Millville Manufacturing continued to suffer from Southern competition during the late 1950s rather. And this is what really hurt them: the disposable diaper. That sort of just moved them on, because that was one of the things they provided for everybody. But as you got into the 60s and 70s, disposable diaper became the big thing that happened there. And so, and of course, the bottom line is that company is now Wawa.
Yeah, and between there too, there was also Millville Iron Works that was part of them, and
really?
All the fire hydrants and manhole covers and steel grates or drains were made here. There's a lot of towns, cities, big cities that still have hydrants or manhole covers that still show a Millville name on them. That are still in, yeah, so there was a lot of things that came out of that, like you were saying. So they had the Millville Waterworks. They ran the water through the canal and provided power. So there was
Right,
Millville
that's
Electric
right.
Company
Yeah.
was through them, or part of them nearby, and then the bleachery, the cotton mill, Millville Iron. They had a glass plant as well at one point, and then the whole family, the whole company, Millville Manufacturing, was merged into Wawa, which at that, previous to Wawa existing, they were delivering food to their workers that lived in the Third Ward, and that was the fresh dairy and foods that they were delivering was coming from their farm that they owned in Pennsylvania, and then they had created the Wawa company. And then as the factory started shutting down, they merged the business with Wawa and then became Wawa Incorporated and moved everything to, most of everything, to Wawa, Pennsylvania. And then they kept their headquarters here in Millville for a long time, up until just recently, really. And the building's still there. The Wawa Mansion is on Columbia Avenue. It's maintained by the Millville Historical Society now, and they've fixed it up really well, and they have a little room that has a Wawa history in it. So everybody should check that out and visit that when they have a chance to, because it's a pretty cool thing to see, and it's all our local history.
Something too, Noel, that I think about is my former favorite Wawa was right at the corner, not far from the bleachery. It was at the corner of Columbia Avenue and Sharp Street, and that's where I went because I lived really close by Union Lake. I could get there quickly. Now I have to go to Sharp in Maine. That's one of the few, if you think about Wawas that are now no longer Wawas, the one at Sherman Avenue and Main Road in Vineland, that's not a Wawa, it was a Wawa. And what they've done, except for the one near the high-rise in Millville, all the other Wawas in the county are gasoline Wawas.
Yes, in the county, that's true. All the pre-existing ones have been shut down or tore down and rebuilt as super Wawas. That's what we were calling them, but now that's just the standard. Unfortunately, just recently, I can't remember the town. They just closed one that was around for 50 years.
Yeah.
And they just shut it down. So we have one of the last few little Wawas.
Yeah.
That it's called we call it the Riverside Wawa, but the Sharp and Columbia one is the one that you were talking about,
Right.
and that only made sense. It was right near their property.
They probably owned
they
that
probably
property.
owned that whole
Yeah.
side of the town at one point. That was the first Wawa built in Millville.
Yes, it was, and it was wonderful.
And Terry worked there.
Yeah, Terry did, and
before he
Jeff.
worked at
Jeff
Main
is
Street.
on the school board now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Lambert.
That's it, Jeff Lambert. Thank you. Yeah, I just really, it was funny too. My dad had mentioned, of course, he went there as well. And the nice thing at that point in time was you could talk to the person on the other side of the counter and make your orders. Now everything is, in the
and
computer.
it was freshly cut.
Yeah,
had the
they don't do
slicers
that
and-
anymore.
No, they don't.
I guess that's to save time. And while we're talking about Wawa, they now have pizza. Have you had their pizza?
I have not had their pizza,
I
but I've
haven't
talked
either.
to a few people that have, and they said it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I would, I don't, as much as I love the history of Wawa and the local connection, I would really, I will try it, but I'm still a little skeptical.
Yeah, well, I'm spoiled. I love Bim's Pizza because it was my company 50-some years ago, and I think Joey Pierce makes great pizza. Again, it's what you get used to.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing that confuses me, though, with the Wawa one is you got to go in, type it in, and wait 20 minutes. So you're going to stand in the store for 20 minutes while they're cooking the pizza? I'd rather be able, at least with Bim's, I'd call and say, Joey, throw one in for me. Okay, Jim, it'll be 20 minutes. So I can take my time.
Well, I haven't tried it, but you can order ahead on the app.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if pizza can. I'm sure it only makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So you can do that, yeah.
Have the wait as long. But Wawa does it right, I'll say that. They've got great food, and the people are very nice to work there. Right? The only thing, my complaint, and I can't wait, hey, we're going to get our own gas station back where Harold Sitco used to be.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah, they're almost
guarantee
done.
you it's going to be cheaper than Wawa, because Wawa rips us off on gas prices, even more so in Millville than in Vineland.
Yeah.
This was a good story. Riggins, you son of a guns. I went by Riggins at 2nd and Main, and the price was, I don't know, whatever it was, but I headed up towards Vineland, and the Riggins in Vineland was like 9 cents cheaper, 7 cents cheaper.
Yes.
I'm thinking, why are you shafting Millville all the time, folks? Huh? Why? And I'll tell you what, I pray to God this new place that opens up is got to be cheaper than, and if you think about it, you got the 3 Wawa super gas stations, you've got the Riggins station, and you've got this Shell station over on 2nd Street. I think that's what it is. They're all the same price. At least they're all higher than anywhere else, and they're all the same price. That's always been my pet peeve. You could go to Morris River Township and get Wawa gas cheaper than you can in Millville. You know why? There's a Conoco across the street. They got competition. But in Millville, if we set our prices, hey, we're going to shaft the Millville people because we're going to charge the same high price every one of our stations. You can't get it any cheaper in Millville. My place, I go a lot. I know, what's the one behind the mall? That you
BJ's? BJ's gas,
That's
yeah.
popular, but it's always busy. I actually go to the one up near Rita's Water Ice, and that's always pretty reasonable comparison.
US gas.
Yeah, right. So, I mean,
I go to the Sherman and Delsey a lot. That's usually like at least 5 cents cheaper than the one in
Delsey
Millville.
Wawa.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why? Come on, guys, But the competition isn't here in Millville. So with this new gas station at 2nd and Vine, or High and McNeil, rather, where Harold Sitco used to be, is going to be, I'm sure, less expensive. So the line will be busier there. I could buy there every day.
It would only make sense for them to be cheaper, at least to start with, to draw on the customers, get a customer base, at least to get it established.
Yeah.
That's only
and my frustration truly is, why does Wawa shaft Millville, but Vineland gets better prices? And then Morris River Township gets better prices because there's a Conoco across the street.
Right there,
We have no competition in Millville. They've all agreed. And like I said, even Riggins, their price was the same as Wawa's in Millville, but they gave me I went to Vineland, and so if I'm going to Riggins, I'm going to Vineland to get my Riggins gas because it's 6, 7, 8 cents cheaper than their own station in Millville. So it's all about competition, folks. And if this station opens, which it's going to soon at High and McNeil, I'm sure it'll be less expensive, which is good. We'll be back to talk about some of the things that many of our people had messaged me on Facebook, including Nancy Jane Heckendorn Powers. She has a lot of things about Millville memories that I'm sure you'll remember, and we'll do all that right after these messages.
I'm Brian Lankin, third-generation business owner, Al Shoes. Been at the same location since 1961, our 61st year. We specialize in work boots, work shoes, orthopedic shoes, baby walking shoes, and school shoes. We go up to a men's 17 and a woman's 13. It's $5 off, $25, and $10 off $100 if you mention that you've seen this.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away. We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
At
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Newell Branin. And today we're talking about this segment for the next half hour about Millville memories. And Newell and I have quite a bit of age difference. Nancy Jane Heckendorn Powers had messaged me about summers at the Holly City Swim Club. And I know my family, we belong there. I know Bob Hogan was one of the people, Tony Serace. There were quite a few lifeguard people that managed that. Did you ever take your family there?
No, I've only been there for like parties, birthday parties, or other events. Not for being a member or on a team or anything.
Right, but I do remember that, and as I say, we used that for several years for the kids, and very nice. A lot of nice socials, and that is still operating. So if you are interested, you can go to the Holly City Swim Club website or Facebook page and learn more about it. And of course, Nancy also talked about campfires, which were pretty legal then, especially, of course, getting around the campfire talking about the Jersey Devil legends has scared everybody.
Yeah.
You know? Did you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. Still do.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure you're vulnerable. Yeah. And then this was something, too, that she brought up that was very popular, and Newell, you probably were involved with this, and I was, too, as a kid, was the day camp activities at City Park. You know, they
Yes.
had, well, you lived over that way, didn't you?
Yeah, on the west side.
Yeah. She was talking about playing carom, C-A-R-A-M, boards, and doing crafts. I wasn't very good at that, but they did have crafts, making pot holders, you know, some of the things that were done there, and some games. And you had like a teacher that or two that worked.
Oh, yeah,
something for the
somebody
city.
to run the show. Yeah. So my time was Romnick and Liz Nicky.
Okay.
And then, got too old for it. But I know it still went on there for a while, and then, it stopped after some time. But
and there you see, look at that.
Yeah, that was
that's cute.
The plane that used to be in what was then City Park.
Right.
It's now Waltman Park.
Right.
There's some question of whether that's the one that was the one in Millville or not, because Bridgeton also had one. So that picture has been posted a few times. So if somebody knows for sure, let us know again so we can confirm that. I didn't get a chance to look it up. And I know we've had a discussion on Millville Memory Lane about that before, and I can't remember the confirmation or not, whether that one's Millville's or not. But yeah, there was all kinds of events. Even after they stopped the regular summer day camps, they had rolling rec. So they would go to different parks in the city and have the same type of events, some games, make some crafts, and so something similar to that now is like Play Streets. That goes on in July and August every Tuesday morning. So there'll be another one. I'm sorry, Wednesday morning, right? Wednesday morning. So it'll be this week.
That's
on
over
Wednesday.
near First Methodist Church.
Yes, it's on East Pine Street between North 2nd and North 3rd. And they use a little grass area, the old Presbyterian church, the street, the sidewalks, the parking lot for First Methodist. And on really hot days, like last week, they'll open the hydrant at 3rd and Pine.
Oh, that's nice.
So everybody can cool themselves off.
Well, speaking about being hot, nothing was better for us growing up was to see the Mr. Softy truck coming around so we could get our custard, right?
Yeah.
We enjoyed that. There was Dairy Dan, too, in Millville.
Yeah, way back, Yep.
So Mr. Softy was very popular.
Yeah,
Dairy
Mr.
Dan.
Softy's the big chain, but they're still around. Blue Bunny has one, so they had the Blue Bunny ice cream cones and popsicles and all the standard. What's standard now? The popsicles like SpongeBob and some superhero, whatever's the one at the time.
Well, talking about soft serve and ice cream and stuff, I'm telling you what, we are lucky in Millville with flippers, blinkers, and
Custard Corral.
Custard Corral. I mean, it's a matter of which one you prefer. I think they're all very good. They really are. Of course, the portions, my gosh, I've been going to Flippers and I get a small, and it's big. It's like, wow. They give you your money's worth, that's for sure. And my favorite there is the banana and strawberry mix. It's
the custard twist. That's pretty much my standard. I'll get that without question. Sometimes try to change up and get something else, but they're huge. Everything else is, all the sundaes are big. Growing up on the west side, Blinkers was was my favorite because we can walk to it, and so I still try to go there all the time. Probably have only been there once this year so far, but my daughter's favorites is Flippers. They go there all the time.
Yeah, they do a nice job too, and Custard Corral's fabulous. It's got a lot of spread out space there.
You can't miss the space there, so that's great. You can actually get out of your car and sit there and enjoy it. Sit at picnic tables. They have goats. Nobody else does, so that's great.
And even have car shows once in a while there as well.
Yes, exactly.
So that works out. So we're lucky there as well. This is one of the things that we probably all did. I don't know if you did, Newell, but certainly people my age did, was follow the mosquito spray truck on your bike.
Yeah, I did not, because I don't think it happened when I was younger. It was probably already gone, or if it was 50s, when I was really young, so I didn't have, couldn't ride my bike that far around, on the street, God forbid.
I think this was more in the 50s.
Definitely in the 50s and maybe early 60s, But definitely heard about it, seen pictures, heard all the stories about it. Everybody's done that. My family, again, growing up on the west side, so all my aunts and uncles have talked about it. And so I know it was definitely a thing for everybody.
Yeah, it sure was. I remember staying a lot of times in the summer with my aunt and uncle on McNeil Street, and it would come by, and we'd all get on our bikes and follow the mosquito sprayer.
So you don't have any problems with bugs biting you or mosquitoes now, right?
No, it's in my blood, I guess. And this I remember doing too. Nancy Jane Heckendorn Powers mentioned about catching, we call them lightning bugs, fireflies is what people did.
Absolutely.
And she was saying she'd get her peanut butter jar, Skippy peanut butter jar, catch them and put them in and see them light up. And I remember doing that a lot as well.
You have to remember to put the holes in the lid, though.
Exactly, so they can breathe. Yes, that's right. They didn't want to suffocate them, so you could watch them light up. That was
don't put the holes too big, so when you bring them in the house, they don't get out, and your mom starts freaking out because there's lightning bugs flying all over the house.
Yes, good point as well.
I don't know if that's ever happened or not, but it did.
And Nancy also talked about, which we have had, Memorial Day parade. We've had a lot of parades in Millville. Of course, the Christmas parade is one of the most popular ones as well. And the other parade, thanks to Ed Salmon, is the Olympic Day parade.
Yes.
Got thousands of kids involved with it, and lots of parents come out and watch that. And the last thing that Nancy Jane Heckendorf Powers sent to me was the Acme. I worked at the Acme. That's a lot of people call it the Acme instead of the Acme. It was the Acme.
Yeah, that's
and I worked at the old one at High and Main Street in Millville while our good friend, we want to dedicate part of this show in honor of Terry Pangburn, worked at the AMP. There's George Scott, my old Acme right there. That's where I worked. Well, I'll tell you what, it was the toughest two things I had to do there. I was, I guess, the low man on the totem pole. Besides cleaning the bathrooms, I had to push the carts up the hill. And that, I remember going to the foot doctor, and he said, "Jim, what is wrong with the balls of your feet?" And I told him what I do. He said, "Oh, that's what's doing it. It's cracking them, pushing ahead up the hill."
Yeah.
And then the last job that they would do between the Acme and Solof's, there was like a alleyway, and they would park the tractor trailer full of goods. And they would say, "Quinn, you go up in the tractor and trailer and unload that." So they would put rollers there. So I would have to pick up, and some of that stuff was heavy, especially dog food cases and many of the big things. I'd have to lift them, put them on the roller, and then push them down. And there were 4 guys, I guess, in the basement of the Acme where they kept everything. So what was frustrating was I would do that, and at the Acme, I had to wear a white shirt, black tie, black pants. So I'd go to work Saturday morning with my black shirt and my white shirt, my black tie, and my black pants on. So I had a apron. So I'd obviously take the tie and I think I took the shirt off too. Remember? Yeah, I did. So I had a T-shirt underneath. So I had the T-shirt and the apron. And anyway, especially in the summertime, I would get done and I would be just soaked, perspiring. So for some reason, I don't know if the manager didn't like me or what, but when it was noontime, instead of him saying, okay, you can go get lunch, that way I could run home, shower, and be freshened up and go in, he said, Quinn, you go check. So here I am. I'm standing at the register checking people out, perspiring like crazy, and it's air conditioned in the store. People are looking at me like, what is wrong with you, pal? But I was just gotten done unloading, how many tons of goods from the truck. So there are things that made me know I'm not going to work in the Academy the rest of my life. So I went to college, got my degree, and I was able to teach school, so I didn't have to do that. But I had some good memories from the Acme. A lot of nice people came in there as well. And at that time, basically, it was just the Acme and AAMP where Terry Pangburn worked. And then eventually up here, was it Food Fair that came? What was the...
Oh, yeah. Right.
Up across from the Queen Diner.
Yeah.
I think. And then Pathmart opened up further north near the mall area.
Yep.
This Pathmart was 24 hours a day.
Where CVS is now, wasn't that food?
Yes, that was that
food fair, and was the
I don't think it was Food
IGA
Fair.
was one of them Food Town?
Food Town, I think is what it was there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the one became the IGA. You're
right. And then the one at CVS became Shop and Bag.
That's right.
And then Shop and Save, and then Thriftway.
Yeah. Good point.
I want to go back to the plane in the park. Wes Zoyak says it is the one from Bridgeton.
Oh, okay. Well, at least we don't want to.
And also, Wes, you had asked a question about the bricks, if you can buy them for other sports. Absolutely. It's for anything. Any sports, any events, any families from Millville that you want to commemorate or memorialize, you're welcome to get them for anybody. So a track and field star, record breaker, record holder, definitely get them. And you'll see, if you want to get a little logo on the website, you'll see different choices, and there's a couple different choices for track stars, javelin thrower, runners as well. So.
Well, Jean Carey Hayes Parkhill just messaged me the other day, and boy, you're right, Jeannie. This time of the year, she misses two things, and I certainly miss one of them, was the Millville American Legion Mardi Gras. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Again, you're younger than us, but that was very, very popular.
I was able to participate in that.
Were you?
So,
okay.
Yes, I attended that when I was little.
Yeah, that was really a neat event, and I enjoyed that a lot. They had the spinning wheels. In fact, I even worked there for Mr. Ney. He had a pizza truck. Paul's Pizza. So I went and I worked part-time for him, selling slices of pizza to the people that were there. And, of course, Jeannie also enjoyed the downtown sidewalk sales, but guys don't like shopping, Jeannie. Women do, but
We just had one this past week. It's coming back. So we had Christmas in July on a High Street sidewalk sale.
Oh, really?
So, yes. So
that's good.
All the stores participated, and some other vendors were filling in the open spaces. And then also coming up next month on High Street is the Holly City Fest. So that's a little festival on High Street. It's going to be between Main and Broad on High Street, and that's going to be for all the best in Millville. So obviously all the stores that are on High Street are invited to participate, but anybody else that's in Millville. So any vendors, any businesses. So this is just asking out to all the big Millville businesses like, National Highway Safety Products, formerly Garden State Highway Safety, right? So they just went national. Duran Glass, all our Millville people, TFAL, all the big businesses in Millville and things at Espoma that make Millville. So they're welcome to come out and get a booth. So it's going to be all kinds of things, vendors, community booths, information booths, and bands, DJs. There's going to be a kids zone, face painting. So they got a lot of things already booked, but there's still space for a lot of other people, so a lot of businesses or groups. So check out the Millville City Facebook page or the web page. there's the sign-up form or just the information flyers on there. So definitely check that out. And if not, just attend, and that's going to be on August 26th, in the morning of August 26th.
Well, we're talking about August. We'll be televising live August 1st. In fact, Newell, you better schedule that if you're available.
I put in to have some time off.
Good. All right. Well, that's good, because Newell and Erica and probably Reverend Myers will be hosting the event on August 1st. It's National Night Out, and we'll be there televising that. They have a lot of venues, a lot of vendors will be there, a lot of great things. You can bring it up, no charge, bring the family, and check out the good things happening. That'll be behind Lakeside, I believe.
Yes, yep. The football complex,
right.
The field behind Lakeside Middle School. I will be there, so I don't know how much time I can give you.
That's right. You'll be,
but I'll be there for soccer. Right. We're going to have some information there, and Millville Education Foundation will be there, and then of course for you guys. So I'll be there. Hopefully, I'll be there. Right now, I'm scheduled to work. So, it's getting close, but I put in to have off a couple hours so I can make it there. Fingers crossed that I do get that. If not, I'll be there after work and give you a couple hours, maybe.
7 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more to wrap up our Millville memories and all the other informational things about the city of Millville that we've been talking about tonight. So we'll do all that right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey, and we've been talking about Millville memories, but we're going to flip back to the Millville Soccer Association, and we got some good news from there, right?
Yeah. So one other event that's coming up, or a couple other events that are coming up. One is this Saturday. We're hosting our in-house recreation referee class on Saturday, July 29th. It starts at 5 p.m. You need to register in advance, so it's free. But it's for anybody that's interested in helping out the club and still being involved in soccer in the recreation program. Maybe you're an older travel player or a high school player that want to keep your skills sharp and your knowledge of the game up to par. You're welcome to come out and help us out, but get a hold of me, send a message to the soccer Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Millville Soccer, and we can get you in the class and get you trained. It's just for in-house, but it's a good stepping stone to go further. And I'll provide information in the class about being a regular travel referee. There you get paid pretty good pay rate, and but it's a good stepping stone. Plus, we need help. Every Saturday morning we have easily a dozen or more games going on. 2/3 of them need a referee, and it's all in a short window. It's between 9 and 12 o'clock on Saturday mornings. So if those days you're available, 15 and older, not playing in a recreation division. So there are some older, younger 15-year-olds that can still play, but we'd rather you not be refereeing for your team. So yeah, so if you're not playing in recreation, you're playing in travel, or a high school student or high school athlete, or maybe somebody that used to play, they're not playing in high school anymore, but you want to keep your skills up. This is what is for you. And then the other thing that I want to mention is we have looking into the future. So in October, we're going to be having our second annual designer bag bingo. That'll be at the Millville Elks. It's on October 13th. So save the date now. We do have information on our Facebook page as well, and there'll be information on our website soon. But you need to save that date because I know how the fall gets. So we'll be having our event then. And then one more is I wanted to mention our 2023 South Jersey Cup U13 Boys Champions. So in the South Jersey Cup, they played multiple games in a tournament setting over a number of weeks, and their final game, as you can see, was in the rain, but they played and won. They won their final, and so they're the U13 Boys Champions, the Millville Venom, who's coached by Coach Jason Harrington. He's there on the left in the back, and then assistant coaches Doug Abdil and Christine Vasquez, they're on the right. All those boys played hard. And then also last week we had our Millville group at the Philadelphia Union game, and they were got a chance to go on the field and sit and watch some of the warm-ups, get a picture taken on the player benches wearing their champion shirts and medals. So I wish them good luck. And the season starts again in September. So September 9th, recreation starts. Girls travel starts. September 10th, boys travel starts. Of course, there's practices before all that. That's the first games that I'm talking about. So they'll just start all over. So some of our teams are going to the South Jersey Cup again. They'll be playing through the fall and into the spring, and hopefully we get a couple more winners out of that.
Well, when you're up at the Unions at Subaru Stadium,
yes, you
could say hello to my grandson. He runs it.
Oh, yeah.
He's in charge of Subaru Stadium. So, the tickets and the bathrooms, whatever you got to do. My grandson's name is Jack, and he'll be there to help you in any way he can. And I've never been there. I've never been to the stadium.
Well, yeah, it's a very nice stadium, and they've had sellouts all year.
Oh,
they're doing pretty good, not as good as last year, but they're still in the fight for it. There's I know there's 5 more home games, so that I would imagine that makes it. I'm not sure about their away season. I'm looking at the tickets that we have,
right?
But there's probably 10 more games at least. They play through October.
Okay.
So, and it's 1 or 2 games a week.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll have a midweek game or game on Saturday and Sunday. But they're doing well, and they're still within reach of getting into first place.
That's good.
There's some construction going on at the complex. We can call it a complex now. So at the stadium,
mm-hmm.
they previously had a practice field outside that they made a couple practice fields, and they were really nice. And now that whole area, including some of their parking lots, so they're losing some, but they're gaining other property to make parking lots.
Oh, that's good.
But they're building a whole sports complex. So they're going to have an indoor facility as well as an outdoor field, as sort of like what they have now.
Right.
And that's going to be right next to the stadium.
Oh,
and it's all along the riverfront. So it's
Delaware County.
It's
Chester.
Right in Chester. Yeah. Right on the river, between the old electric plant and the Commodore Barry Bridge. In fact, their property and part of the stadium's under the bridge.
Oh, that's neat.
So that's some of the view that you get from the field or the stands.
That's pretty neat.
And then you see the river. on the one end, it's called the river end. So
that's
pretty good. You see the barges going by and everything. But that's where they have fireworks as well over the river. So it's a nice place.
Well, that's great. Well, Newell, thank you for coming in. Thank you for all you do for the city of Millville, for the Soccer Association, for the everything. You name it, Newell's involved and gives 100%. And don't forget about the bricks, folks. That's a great thing. Wes Zoyak was asking about them. And you could put anybody's name that was involved with Millville, or, however you want to do that. You certainly can. As I said, I'm going to get one for my Uncle Bill Felmy, who was a 4-letter winner. He's in the Sports Hall of Fame, the Thunderbolt Club Hall of Fame, and very proud of him for being a 4-letter person. That was and he was I think the 440. He held the 440 record for about 30 years in track and field. So anyway, for Newell Branin, I'm Jim Quinn, and for our producer George Cuccia, we thank you for joining us here on Around South Jersey. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.